Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and I want to do a run through of the Conflux Lost Sector, and I'm going to do this on Legend as I usually do. Main reason, if you're trying to do it on Master, similar things are going to apply. You're likely just to have more champions, and you're just going to have to take things slower and more cautious. The only reason really to do Master as usual is either for a Triumph or trying to do the Flawless Triumph, but generally if you're just farming, do it on Legend, much easier and quicker. So you're going to have Barrier and Unstop champions, Burn is Solar, Void, Shields. You got two ways to do this. Either have a Void Pulse Rifle, if you're going Unstop, or a Void Shotgun. Barrier weapon, I'm using Arbalist, but of course you can use a Scout Rifle if you've got one. It's really up to you guys. Heavy weapon, just always make it Solar. If the burn is something, make sure the burn matches the heavy weapon, and you should do tons of damage. Major spec where you can get it. Any damage resistance you can will make this a little smoother. And then if you've got anything for linear fusions and stuff of that nature, you should be okay. As for champions, we've got Unstop, and then Barrier I've got covered, which actually means I can probably make my linears reload a little bit faster. So let's go in, I'll show you guys how this one works. It's really a short one, so it's not too bad. Just, you know, play your cover and you should be good. So here we go. Alright, so when you start, you just got to drop down a level. You're going to have a few quick adds here. And you're going to have an unstoppable champion fairly close too. So I was trying to take out these couple early guys before they get too far away. And you've got this ramp. So right down here, you're going to have your unstop. If you don't stop him, just make sure you focus him. And see how hard a heavy linear is? I can hit him twice. Bam. Now that solar linear for fusion rifle does come from, obviously, the Val Raid. If you don't have that one, for example, guess what? You've got tons of other options in solar, like Gallahorn and Xenophage, and some massive hitting items. Now, as soon as you get down to about a 6, they will pop their shield. Nice thing about Arbalist, all shields are useless. Now, this is where, depending on how, like, this is adaptive munitions. This is breaking the shield with adaptive munitions, and then shooting their tank. If you don't want to worry about that, or maybe you don't have something with adaptive munitions, I would bring a Void weapon with you. It's just going to make it a lot quicker with all the shields, because there's just enough Incendiors in here. It gets to be a little annoying. Down here, you're going to have a couple of Legionaries. But again, the primary weapon that you're using most of the time, make it solar, and your life's going to be a little easier. I'm going to Solar Titans, so healing and throwing hammers works pretty well. Solar for Titans is honestly a pretty smooth run. Now what I'll usually try and do is start the damage on a barrier champion. If he gets a little close, do what you gotta do. So far, 1 unstop, 2 barrier. And about partway through the boss's health, I think you're gonna have about 1 more of each. This is why, if you guys have seen an Ogma running around, I've told you to grab an adaptive munitions, just because they seem to like to use pulse rifles. They're versatile enough, they like to put them in champion slots. Adaptive munitions allows you to really focus into, if it's solar, like actually leaning into that burn as much as possible. That way you can get the most out of it. Okay, there's our unstop. Apparently I annoyed him enough. Use your grenades while you can. Like this, I'm taking this very casually because it's legend difficulty and nothing really hits that hard. Apparently it's just absolutely destroying that guy with Radiant on, so another bonus of running a solar subclass if you got it. But again, you can do it that way, or you can do it absolutely the same way with Arbalist. Just focus on those guys with the tanks, they'll be quicker. And then obviously the solar heavy is going to put everything to bed. So once we get to the boss, it goes pretty quick. Now I'm currently running like Well of Life and Radiant on my Solar Titan, so I'm getting my healing up a little more frequently. So I'm being very aggressive, but use all of this cover back here, just run around different angles, and you'll always have plenty of cover to deal with either bosses or adds or champions. Nothing is really going to ever get too out of hand. The barrier guy is going to hurt, and so is the boss, just because their solar miniguns are absolutely painful with a solar burn on. So watch out for that. But once I got things in a reasonable place... Okay, I want to take care of this guy first. Of course, he's going to go hide, so I'm just going to throw a grenade over there, hopefully tag him. And again, this is why Arbalist works. or something solar. Or if you got something like Osmosis on something, you use that on a more consistent basis. Have your solar weapon, then have your Void be your shield breaker in your energy slot. Some way to stagger him, hitting him with, like, a truck works. Alright, now, should be able to just delete him pretty quick here. Now, just making sure we don't have any more champions coming out. Just trying to be cautious here. I don't think there are any champions left. I'm just trying to clear the ads to be sure. And once I'm good on making sure I got no champions left, I don't even have to kill these guys. I'm just, you know, kind of doing it for sake of a full clean out run here. And sometimes, again, if you're playing more from cover, you don't have the best weapons, you're doing this on a little slower, a little more cautious run through. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Yeah, when you pull out a solar heavy linear fusion rifle, it's going to hit really hard, and these guys go down fast. But that is pretty much going to do it. Everything should be nice and dead. About 5 minutes on, you know, full clean out, you could totally hammer this a lot faster. And that will be platinum rewards, just nice and confirmed with the Triumph. So let's get back to Orbit, and we'll wrap this up. Yeah, this pretty much does wrap it up. Short and sweet, just one big arena. Just use the cover that you've got. Make sure your heavy is solar, however you get there. Xenophage, Gallahorn, a rocket launcher, a linear fusion rifle if you got it. Whatever is still going to hit hard, totally fine. You have a decent enough amount of void shields, though. Find some way to manage it, whether it's Arbalist, whether it's adaptive munitions, whether it's it's a weapon that is actually like a void pulse rifle. In that instance, would be fine. Things are just going to die a little bit slower, but that's totally okay. Not a big deal. If you go scout rifle, you'll probably be using that for some of your damage as well. Barrier, unstops, and take advantage of that solar burn, and you should be good to go. So the Conflux, pretty quick, pretty easy to farm. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like below. If you have any loadouts you enjoy using, throw those down in the comments, or just say hello down there too. I try and say hi back as much as I can. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it is Ebontis, but right here on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's a great free way to support the channel, and hit that sub button to help my videos make it to you. If you guys are YouTube members or Patreon subs, thank you for the extra support. You guys are all fantastic though. See you in the next one.